So for this project, I had 3 4x4 canvases that I had picked up at Michael's when they had the sale on all the canvases. It was like $4.77 for 9 canvases. It was really crazy. Couldn't pass it up. Anyway, I painted all 3 of them green, and then I used my Let It Snow stencil and stenciled each word, one word on each canvas. And what I stenciled it on with was this iridescent, it's the Artist Loft Iridescent Medium. And it's a very pretty, bright white, fluffy paint, I guess. You can actually mix this with acrylic paint to make it kind of iridescent. But if you use it by itself, it's just a white iridescent paint. It's real pretty. Anyway, like I said, I stenciled the 3 words on, Let It Snow, and then I let it dry for an hour or so. And then I took, well, here I am with some little bead snowflakes that I had that I was just trying to see what they would look like. But I had a snowflake stencil, and I used, I think, 3 different snowflake stencils, and after it had dried, I went ahead and I stenciled the snowflakes on just as I had stenciled the words on. So the resin I'm using for this project is art resin. I pre-mixed it off camera. It's a 1-to-1 ratio resin that you mix together in a cup and mix slowly for 3 minutes, scraping the sides and scraping the bottom to ensure thorough mixing. Then I just put a little bit on each canvas, and I went ahead and just kind of spread it along the canvas. Normally, I would put the glass on first and then pour it over the glass, but to me this is so much easier. I started doing this because I started working with some beads, and the beads would roll off, so I would have to put the resin on first to secure the beads. So anyway, I just took my gloved hand like you saw and rubbed it in all over. And then I took these little iridescent snowflakes that I had got in some kids' bead pack up at Hobby Lobby. It was considered Christmas, so it was half off. And I just kind of sprinkled those around all over all of the canvases. And I use a toothpick to move it around. I use toothpicks a lot. It's probably the easiest thing to move stuff around on the canvas and also to pick debris up. Then I use my kitchen torch to get rid of the bubbles. And you can see I'm filling in a little bit with some of the resin. So next I take this glass that I had picked up at Michael's. It is, again, the Ashland Decorative Filler, and it's kind of a clear iridescent glass, and I just put it a couple little pieces on each of the snowflakes. I just thought that would make it sparkle. And this glass is actually glass that's seasonal. I believe it said Christmas on the front of it. It has a red stripe. All the different Ashland Decorative Fillers kind of have a stripe on the top of their packaging, and it will say whether it's, you know, holiday or seasonal or whatever, and they only have it out for a limited time, which is the bad thing. But the good thing about it is that it will go down to half off or even 70% off toward the end of the season, so you can snatch it up for a relatively inexpensive price. So I actually have these canvases up on cups because if it was sitting flat on the protective paper, it would stick to it. And once this is done, it needs to sit on a flat level surface overnight. Usually after 12 hours you can touch it. Art resin takes a full 72 hours to cure at temperatures between 72 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. All resins are different. You need to read the instructions for the resin you are using. Hi everyone. Let it snow. I don't think it's going to do much snowing here in Florida, although it is cold this morning. I'm not sure. I think it might be in the 40s actually, which is odd for around here. But I can remember when we lived in Port Orange, which is by Daytona, they let the kids out into the courtyard one day when my kids were younger, and I guess there was a few flurries coming down, and a lot of kids who are born in Florida have never seen snow, so They really got a kick out of that. So anyway, but this was a fun, easy project. I was trying to think of something cute to do with these little 4x4 canvases. And you can see the glass up at the top. I just put it over each of the snowflakes. And it just adds a little sparkle to it. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to be notified of future videos, go ahead and subscribe. And I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching.